This isn't a rebrand. This isn't a new stage of awakening. This is the end of pretending. In my last video, Just Be, the two faces of non-doing, I spoke about the difference between people who use non-doing to hide and those who speak it from a place of genuine awakening. And what I said still stands. But something deeper has become clear since then. And so, before I go, I want to say this plainly. I wasn't lying in the last video, but I was still speaking from within the dream. What I called awakening was real, but it wasn't final. It was a clarity, not the collapse. There was no ego left, no seeker, no me chasing states. But there was still something appearing, a presence, a perspective, a sense that I've seen through it. And that quiet watcher is still part of the illusion. So I need to apologise, not for faking anything, but for mistaking the beginning of the end as the end itself. Let me make the difference painfully clear. Awakening is when the dream is seen through. You realise the self is a fiction. You stop chasing experiences. The seeker drops. There's peace, spaciousness, maybe even bliss. But there's still a subtle you who knows this. And maybe you're thinking, wait, if the seeker has dropped, who's the subtle you that still remains? Think of it like this. You were once completely lost in a movie, believing you were the character on screen. Then awakening happens. You realise it's just a movie. You're not the character. You're watching from a distance. There's peace, spaciousness. But there's still someone watching the movie. Someone who knows it's a movie. That's the subtle you. Not the old ego, but a more refined identity. The awakened one. Liberation or full realisation goes a step further. It sees. There's no one watching at all. Not even the one who says, I've awakened. That's why awakening isn't the end. Because the one who knows it's a dream is still part of the dream. Dissolution is when even that disappears. Even the screen itself fades. The observer dies. The one who knows vanishes. There's no presence being experienced. Just what is, without anyone left to register it. And from there, no videos would be made. No teachings would be shared. No voice of truth would survive, because there's no one left to speak. So here's the uncomfortable truth. If someone is still teaching, still explaining, still presenting themselves as a voice of clarity, they haven't dissolved. They might be awakened. They might be sincere. But they are still appearing, still dreaming. And that includes me. That included me right up until this moment. This isn't about shame. It's about truth. Truth with a capital T doesn't let you keep anything. Not peace, not awakening, not the gentle hum of presence, not even the voice that says, "This is it." Even saying it's all just truth playing is still something, a foothold, a position, a final consolation. But truth with a capital T doesn't need to be spoken. It doesn't need to be shared. It burns away everything, even the one who wants to share it. And if you're still talking about it, you're still holding on. I uploaded that last video, Just Be, the two faces of non-doing, thinking it was coming from the end. It wasn't. I was still in the dream. Later in that video, I started speaking about group 2, without seeing I was still part of it. Actually not realising I was still inside the very illusion I was describing. I've spoken before about a moment in deep meditation, a state some would call the 7th jhana. I saw an arc in the distance, and I recognised it instantly as the edge of the yin-yang symbol, the boundary of duality. At the time, I was still inside the dream, still someone experiencing, still within the arc. And yet something pulled me back. Because had I gone beyond that arc, there would have been nothing left of me to return. I called it awakening then, but I see now it wasn't realisation. It was the final threshold, the dream trembling. And now it's full circle. I'm not ashamed, but I do need to set the record straight. This right now is the honest exit, and maybe for the first time, nothing more needs to be said. So this is it. This is my last upload. Not because I'm giving up, not because I'm realised, but maybe because there's nothing left to realise. Truth with a capital T just won't let me keep speaking. To go on now would be to bypass, to cling, to hold on to the last mask, the awakened one. So I'm dropping the mic, not for drama, but because the character who held it has nothing left to say. If something here rang true, don't follow me. Don't follow anyone. Truth with a capital T doesn't need teachers. It just needs honesty. And sometimes the deepest honesty is silence.